Example problem 7 reads, a wave travels from air into a liquid with a density of 950 kilograms meters minus 3, and in which the speed of sound is 750 meters per second. A asks us for the proportion reflected, and B asks us for the proportion transmitted. So this problem is kind of like example problem 6 that we just did with an added step. So writing down what the boundary is, it goes from air into an unknown liquid. So air into UNKN for unknown. So air is going to be our Z1 and our Z2 is going to be the unknown liquid. It gives us the Z of air. It gives us the density of the unknown liquid, which is 950 kilograms meters minus 3, and it gives us the speed of sound through the unknown liquid, so CS equals 750 meters per second. So we have our Z1. This is going to be our Z1 here. We need to figure out what Z2 is, and that's going to be the added step. So we have to go back and use the formula Z equals D times C of sound that we used earlier in this PowerPoint. So it's a pretty simple calculation here. 950 kilograms meters minus 3 times 750 meters per second. And so our Z2 is going to be 7.125. So 7.125 times 10 to the 5th, and then that long unit, kilograms meters minus 2, seconds minus 1. And so this is going to be our Z2. So now we have to use the proportion reflected formula because A asks us for the proportion reflected. So we know that PR equals Z1 minus Z2 squared divided by Z1 plus Z2 squared. So putting that in here, with air being Z1, they told us that Z1 is 413 kilograms meters minus 2, seconds minus 1, minus our Z2 that we calculated, which is 7.125 times 10 to the 5th kilograms meters minus 2, seconds minus 1, squared, and then all of this divided by 413 kilograms meters minus 2, seconds minus 1, plus 7.125 times 10 to the 5th kilograms meters minus 2, seconds minus 1 squared. And so you're going to put that into the calculator just like we did in the other video, example problem 6, where the open parentheses, 413 minus 7.125 times 10 to the 5th, close parentheses, squared, close parentheses, divided by open parentheses, 413 plus 7.125 times 10 to the 5th, close parentheses, squared, close parentheses. Do it just like that. And the answer that you will get is 0.997. There are no units again because this is just a proportion. So that is going to be our proportion reflected. That's going to be the answer to A. B asks us for the proportion transmitted. And so the proportion transmitted is a very easy formula because it is just proportion reflected, or 1 minus the proportion reflected. And so 1 minus 0.997. And remember, these numbers for proportion reflected should be less than 1, because to get the proportion transmitted, you have to subtract them from 1. You can't have a negative proportion transmitted or proportion reflected, because that would mean that basically it didn't happen. So 1 minus 0.997 is 0.003, and that is the answer for B. Let me know if you have any questions about example problem 7.